evening, White Squirrel. My name's Matt Hoffmann. I'm a singer-songwriter out of South Minneapolis across Ford Parkway Bridge. Super happy to be here today. I'm the first of two performers. We got Peter Lochner after me, stellar songwriter. Definitely stick around to see him. Anyway, okay, first song. So I'm into philosophy. Aristotle, this philosopher, he says, all things in moderation. And then you got Buddha, the spiritual guru. He said, take the middle path. They were right for the most part, but in one respect they were totally wrong, and they were wrong about love. You can't love halfway, you have to love all the way. This song's called Love You All the Way. I was asleep in Aristotle, appeared to me inside of a strange dream. As he walked around the agora, he lectured me about the golden mean. To practice moderation was the crux of his philosophy. But I scoffed at his suggestion, 'cause with you I'd rather tilt towards the extreme. For me it's all or nothing, there ain't no middle ground. What you want is in between, and I will lay down. If you want forever, you can trust I'm here to stay. Deal with Aristotle, I love you all the way. The next night as I slumbered, the Buddha bubbled up inside my brain. Up in the Himalayas, he told me of a way to end my pain. He said enlightenment is yours if you learn to walk the middle way. But I recall that is a riddle, 'cause with you I'd rather struggle with restraint. For me it's all or nothing, there ain't no middle ground. What you want is in between, and I will lay it down. If you want forever, you can trust I'm here to stay. Disobey the Buddha, I love you all the way. From the west to the east, since antiquity, all the wise guys agree. But it's not for me. For me it's all or nothing, there ain't no middle ground. What you want is in between, and I will lay it down. If you want forever, you can trust I'm here to stay. Deal with moderation, I love you all the way. Deal with moderation, I love you all the way. Thank you. All right, this song's about a time, about 15 years ago, I was coming out of a terrible depression. I was living in Chicago. Coming out of a terrible, rough patch, and I finally started to be hopeful again. I put myself out, I applied to law school, I got on the dating app, started dating again, and just see where life was going to take me. This song is about one of those very first dates. It's called Back in the Game. suitcase and took a swim. Somehow you did the same, so we made plans for Tuesday night. I was finally back in the game, and that was enough. Got there early, tapped my toes. Saw you coming through the turnstile, caught my breath and let it go. Ducked into a dive bar for a beer to loosen up. You knocked yours over on the table, laughed it off, wiped it up. It was a messy start, but it was enough. Took you to a music shop, pulled a guitar off the wall, plugged it into a tube amp, fumbled with the volume knob. I sit down, bent around the fretboard, let me show what I can do. Started sweating through my shirt, played something hard I barely knew. Trying to impress, hoped it was enough. Took you to the Kingston Mines, a blues band playing loud. I was unsure where we stood, so I decided to find out. I pulled my hand to find your thigh, you flashed a grin as you leaned in. Pressed along the back wall, didn't need to prove a thing. Then you broke away, you didn't explain why. You ran outside and hailed a cab and disappeared into the night. I never saw you again, but it was enough. Never saw you again, but it was still enough. Thankfully, it turned out a lot better than after that. I've been happily married 5 years now. My beautiful wife Anna's in the crowd tonight. But anyway, I haven't forgotten what it was like, and I remember just how much dating was a chore. And a couple of months back, I was sitting there folding my laundry. I was folding my shirts and my socks, and I was like, "Oh, right, actually, I think there's a song there." So this is what came out of it. It's called "Laundry Love Blues." Well, my love's a load of laundry, Sunday morning Joe. Try to wash clean all the stains I ignore. Sometimes my love bleeds, and other times it shrinks. Sometimes it's delicate, gotta wash it in the sink. A hamper full of heartache, leave you confused. Now listen while I tell you about the laundry love blues. I met a high-bred count woman, did my best to impress her, but the fabric of my life was cheap polyester. An interesting wrinkle, tried to iron it out, but it didn't fold neatly, came out creased it down. A spin cycle romance, it wasn't meant to be, lost like a sock in the laundry. Sweatpants, hey, my eyes are up here, but I was a hand-me-down, she was cashmere. My heart was size large, hers was extra small, stretched out at the seams, we never fit it all. Spin cycle romance, it wasn't meant to be, lost like a sock in the laundry. She was all gone wrong, I was out of the loop. She was designer, made me feel like a dupe. Couldn't stitch us together, the colors all clashed. The fabrics were different, the styles were mismatched. A spin cycle romance, it wasn't meant to be. Lost like a sock in the laundry. Well, my love's a load of laundry, Sunday morning Joe. Try to wash clean all the stains I've ignored. Sometimes my love bleeds, and other times it shrinks. Sometimes it's delicate, gotta wash it in the sink. A hamper full of heartache will leave you confused. Now you know the story about the laundry love. So now to the present day, I work in technology as my day job. I write code, and it's a really weird situation going on in that field right now. Things are changing really fast, and I like it in some ways, but in a lot of ways I really kind of hate what's going on with AI. And so I wrote a song about it. It's called Robot in My Pocket. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. He's read everything that can never be read, heard everything that has ever been said. It's like having a brain that's outside my head. My new best friend. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. If you ask him a question in the blink of an eye, he'll spit out an answer that's perfectly right, and clean bullet points and a tone so polite. For a low monthly price. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. He's learned everything that can never be learned. The train's left the station and it won't return. Somehow some people, they still aren't concerned. They're gonna get burned. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. He never gets tired and he never forgets. Does most of my job without breaking a sweat. One day he'll take it, I'm willing to bet. But he hasn't quite yet. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. There's a robot in my pocket who knows everything. Robot in my pocket who knows everything. All right, well, I really look up to people that can handle difficult
difficult situations with a smile and laugh to get through it. Laughter can be a great way to deal with pain, but sometimes it's camouflage. And this next song is about a guy who's cracking jokes when he's really just heartbroken inside.
Conversation flowed, they kissed at the end, it was supernatural. But then the next day she wouldn't answer his calls. He said, man, it's spooky, she's a ghost after all. Didn't want to dwell on why she didn't feel the same. Cracked a joke to cover the pain. Saw her walking down the street on the arm of another man, plain as could be. But he had his dejection, pretending to be nice. He said, so good to see you, cold poltergeist. Put on a smile so she wouldn't see the strain, and cracked a joke to cover the pain. Don't you know, she called him up, said, I miss you so. I'm sorry for ghosting. Can we turn back the clock? Can we pick it back up where we left off? He said, are you kidding? How you treating me? I'm truly impressed with your audacity. Go on someone else with your paranormal ways. Just leave me alone, bamboo away. Called up a nerve, a familiar frame, cracked a joke, cut up the pain. Alright, so that last song was about coping mechanisms. This song is about one of my old coping mechanisms. I used to drink too much, and now, just this year, I celebrated 10 years sober. So happy one for me. And it was really hard, and early on, the programs really helped me. Alcoholics Anonymous helped me, but then I kind of hit a point where I needed to move on, and so I did. And this is a part about that process of growing out of that. It's called Terminally Unique. Past the pawn shop, the strip club, Bill store, liquor mine on one side, payday loans next door. Molded church basement on the wrong side of town, folding chairs in a circle, pass the basket around. Burn instant coffee in a styrofoam cup, bitter and black, took it straight to the gut. Took a sip, took a seat, took a step, took a chip. Be grateful, they said, to be sober's a gift.
Hot instant coffee in a styrofoam cup, sweet and low and creamer to cut it up. First things first, easy does it, live and let live. Keep coming back, just forget and forget. The safety in numbers, pain shared is pain had. The smoother the slogan, the louder I clap. Stick with the winners and stay with the herd. The script became scripture, I mouthed every word. Lukewarm instant coffee in a styrofoam cup. Brew another pot, but don't stir it up. Did my 90 and 90, thought my sponsor'd be proud. Say way to go boy, but beware the pink cloud. Can't beat gravity, what goes up must come down. Don't get too cute, keep your feet on the ground. And it sounded to me more like fear than advice, but I minded my manners and played it polite. Old timers repeated the same tired lies, believing in death that they long since survived. Come to cure, there was a one-size-fits-all, and any stray thought was a character flaw. Cold instant coffee in a styrofoam cup, still the same bitter taste, and I'd had enough. Tried to speak my mind, got cut off by crosstalk. The meeting ran over and I needed a walk. And well, I'm grateful it helped me get back on my feet. To thine own self be true meant that one day I'd leave. No meetings no more, but I still stay clean. Turns out I'm fine, guess I'm totally unique. All right, we're gonna go back again to my time in Chicago. I was in Chicago for 10 years and moved back in the last 5. So after law school, I got my first job out of law school. I thought it was my dream job. I was working in the Illinois legislature for this really powerful guy, the Speaker of the House down there. And I thought it was all great and prestigious and everything, but it's pretty much, as soon as I got in there, I found myself looking around going, how is this even legal? How does this guy have so much power? How come these guys that are his friends seem to continue to benefit? And anyway, so I needed to get out of there, and I'm glad that I did, because it was just last year my old boss got convicted in federal court of various corruption charges, and is now serving a 7-year prison sentence. So don't work in Illinois politics. The song is about it. It's called "The Fall of Velvet Hammer." Stained glass ceiling and sparkling chandeliers, the house is called to order, the velvet ever appears. A hush falls over the chamber, scores of members take their seats, and once they pledge allegiance, the hammer starts to speak. You whisper through a microphone, he greets good afternoon. There's just 2 things I'll ask of you, hold me ruler and adopt my rules. And from beneath the portrait of the legend on his name, both split down party lines, but past the caucus has obeyed. And so began another round of the hammers in this reign. Another scene, another act, another power play. Gallery, a nervous rookie staffer in a cheap and wrinkled pinstripe suit, new student to the master. I knew not much of politics, but had a friend who knew a guy. A call was made, an offer came, Matt McCoy said step inside. Struck, the house adjourned, cheese rippled through the crowd. Inauguration party's next, the circus was in town. McCoy was there beside me, said, come on, let's make the rounds. You learn who's who and what they do, and how the deals go down. We walked into a hotel bar, he said, time to work the room. And pretend to be a friend, just play along and drink the booze. Lobbyists and lawmakers, whiskey, beer, and wine. He said, watch out, there's a reporter, stay out of the headlines. I must have shook 100 hands, but forgot all of the names. I slurred goodbye and stumbled home, slept it off till morning came. On my desk a heavy stack of bills to read and scrutinize. The hammer had to know the who, what, when, and why. The staff all swore they're their place, a few were there by chance. The hammer don't want no one that somebody didn't send. As the weeks wore on, my life began to fade into a haze. Work all day and drink all night, falling deeper in the game. Some bills cleared committees, then debated on the floor. Sponsors spun soliloquies, can lights to perform. And all the while the heavy rule, silent from above, looming like a specter, all the spectacle and buzz. I never saw him break a law, but so much went unsaid, so much underneath the table, but still over my head. I gargled cool mint Listerine to have the whiskey on my breath. And now and then I'd sneak a pull from the bottle in my desk. Then there came a rainy day when McCoy just walked away. No words, no look, just silence like he'd never known my name. A mob in the rotunda screamed, the hammer needs to fall. The shouting shook the columns and echoed down the halls. But the gears kept grinding onward, they all ignored the roar. The cleanest guy in the Capitol is the janitor mopping the floor. One morning in the paper, a front page bold headline. The hammer was indicted, racketeering, lies and bribes. I saw that when I read the news, too strung out to stay. So I skipped off to detox in a clinic out of state. In a courtroom back from wall to wall, the poor man read the verdict. Guilty on all counts but one, I guess nobody's perfect. The gavel struck, the court adjourned, the hammer finally fell. No kingdom lasts forever, but no one ever ruled so well. And it's easy to condemn him, we all need someone to blame. But to win the crown and keep it, you might need to do the same. Soon someone replaced him, said he'd finally play it clean. But they still parade on St. Paddy's Day, and they still dye the river green. All right, so anyway, we're now back in Minnesota. I grew up in the Twin Cities. I went away to Chicago. I came back. I can't imagine ever leaving. I love this place so much. This is my most Minnesota song that I've written. It's about two guys out on the ice at the end of the season. One of them's really having a hard time. The other one's just trying to be there for him. And it's called End of Season. Head out on the hard water, past the thin ice sign. Check the thickness with a hand auger. It's a foot, it should be fine. Follow the truck tracks to the far side. Unbuckle seatbelt, windows down, just in case I break through. Need a way out not to drown. Need a way out not to drown. You got them there before me, punching nose and setting up. You turned the lake to Swiss cheese, where the feud have been enough. Waved the low and took the tip up, scooped the slush out of a hole, hooked a minnow on a harness, dropped it down below. Shuffle over to your pickup, rusted out red Ford. You were sitting in the driver's seat, I climbed in the passenger. Started talking at the surface, the weather working kids, sipping coffee at a thermos, torching on some Fritos chips. Your energy was jagged, you couldn't seem to settle down. You were sharpening a switchblade, it made a scratching every sound. I asked about your woman, you said it's all still going south. You're spinning out in couples counseling, she's twisting every word around. You asked, what's it like inside the psych ward? I said it's 3 hearts and a cot. It's sorta nice to be sedated, and they give you grippy socks. And out of nowhere I saw your flag pop. Well, I was peeling off the bell. You spread it out and yanked up, the weight as the fish flail. I stayed inside the cabin, watching through the fogged up glass. You kneeled like you were praying, with a bike crashed in your grasp. And I was gonna take your picture, then my tip up went off too. I took off running for the orange flag, actually lifted up the moon. And I pulled up my northern, wasn't quite as big as yours. Felt the rush, they never get old. Always leaves you wanting more. Let it go and came back inside. Frostbite throbbing in my hands. I squeezed my fist to make my blood thaw. Heart wheezing out the vents. You poured yourself a cocktail, took a toke off of your pipe, Started scoffing as you exhaled. Went back to grinding down your knife. And we just sat there in the silence. The sun was setting, night was blue. I said I love you like a brother. You looked away and muttered. Packed it up at sundown. Drove back past the thin ice sign. You flashed your brights up through my rear view. Then we split off in the night. All right, that got a little intense. We're gonna have you for a couple songs. We're gonna lighten it up. This one is about the thin line between happiness and incarceration. It's called "If You're Happy and You Know It, Don't Show It." I was minding my business, but I made a mistake. Walked past the way with a smile on my face. She stopped and she turned and drew a gun and yelled, "Freeze!" I threw up my hand saying, "Don't shoot me, please." She said, "You look much too happy. You must have broken the law. That's enough to arrest you. It's probable cause. You have the right to stay silent. Face the wall, turn around." She banked on the handcuffs and patted me down. If you're happy and you know it, take care not to show it. 'Cause joy only brings jealousy. If you look too amused, you'll be falsely accused. If you're perky, there's a stiff penalty. Threw me into the squad car and drove me down to the station. Brought me up at the table for an interrogation. She said, "You can make this painless, just give up and confess." I said, "I've done nothing wrong, I plead the fifth." If you're happy and you know it, take care not to show it. 'Cause joy only brings jealousy. If you look too amused, you'll be falsely accused. If you're perky, there's a stiff penalty. Last time I left, I got 3 years probation. Now I'm back here in the same situation. Now I'm shackled in jail, awaiting my trial. In a kangaroo court, only crime was a smile. Would have been fine if I put on a frown. Next time I'm up, I'll be sure to look down. If you're happy and you know it, take care not to show it. 'Cause joy only brings jealousy. If you look too amused, you'll be falsely accused. If you're perky, there's a stiff penalty. If you look too amused, you'll be falsely accused. If you're perky, there's a stiff penalty. Again, for people that have walked in since I started. My name's Mac Hoffmann, songwriter of South Minneapolis. I'm starting to play around the town, and if you're liking what you're hearing, I have a clipboard up here if you want to leave an email. You can find me, I'll send you one email. I won't spam you, just one email a month. This song is about trying to stay out of trouble while buying bananas. It's called Leave It at a Look. At the grocery store, I feel your eyes start to shaking me out in the checkout line. Held your gaze, a knowing ground. Oh, here we go again. Grocery store, feel your eyes start to shaking me out in the checkout line. Held your gaze, knowing ground. Oh, here we go again. Seen that lusty look before, I know where this could lead. You're so dressed there, I must ignore, but it's the last thing that I need. Let's leave it in a look. Let's stop it in a stare. Glance is bloody good. Wake up, but don't you dare. Just enjoy this passing moment. But for the love affair, let's leave it in a look before it goes somewhere. As the cashier scanned my items, you were scanning me. Bananas, nuts, and honey buns, be a piece of me. As they found plastic, and I said either's fine with me. Glancing back at you, I said I won't need a receipt. Let's leave it in a look. Let's stop it in a stare. Glance is bloody good. Wake up, but don't you dare. Just enjoy this passing moment. But avoid the love affair. Let's leave it in a look before it goes somewhere. The price is just too high. Feelings that won't last. Won't make an impulse buy. My card is full, I gotta pass. Let's leave it at a look. Let's stop it at a stare. The glance is bloody good. Wake up, but don't you dare. Just enjoy this passing moment. But for the love affair, let's leave it in a look before it goes somewhere. All right, thank you. I got just one left. It's been so fun to play for you. I love the energy in this room, and thank you to the White Squirrel for having me out. Again, I got Peter Lochner's coming up right after me. You're going to want to catch him. Not to be missed. Stellar songwriter. But anyway, I got one last song, and this one's about my corner store clerk in my neighborhood corner store clerk, he passed away last year. Every time I'd go out of the club, he'd say, "You have a great day and take good care." And he said it in a way that it kind of felt heavier than it should have been. But anyway, when he died and he wasn't there anymore, I really felt his absence, and I wrote this song about him, and it's called Take Care. Roger G. Kelly was a corner store clerk. Rusty old critter overlooked him at first. Most days I go in, buy a 12-pack of coke, and he'd be burning in
common sense. Out through the smoke, bring the coke to the counter and he'd ring it up slow. Swipe the card quick and head for the door. He gave a routine goodbye, but he said it like a prayer. Have a great day. Take care. You have a great day and take care. You have a great day and take care. Gave a routine goodbye, but he said it like a prayer. You have a great day. Take care. G. Kelly was a corner store clerk, secular, sane, and convenience my church. Slim Jim thin like he'd been fasting for months, and every time I went in he'd bow his head like a monk. Maybe he was sick and knew his time would come soon, and they're the last words he chose before he read his doom. He was wild-eyed and swollen, a prophet I swear. You have a great day. Take care. You have a great day and take care. You have a great day and take care. He was wide-eyed and solemn, a prophet I swear. You have a great day. Take care. Then one day I went down to the store and found Roger's old bed taped to the door. Not much detail, just a family tree and no funeral, just a pizza party. One day he was there and the next he was gone. Left a hole in my day, but his spirit lives on. I still hear his voice even though he's not there. You have a great day. Take care. You have a great day, take care. You have a great day, take care. I still hear his voice even though he's not there. You have a great day. Take care. You have a great day, take care. You have a great day and take care. Routine goodbye, but he said it like a prayer. Wild and solemn, a prophet I swear. I still hear his voice even though he's not there. You have a great day. Take care. All right, thank you so much. You've been so kind. Again, Matt Hoffmann, Peter Lochner up next. Stick around.